Hi there guys, I'm going to do a comments on comments. I know I've done one of these quite recently, but I'm falling behind and need to catch up. Plus I'm at the mall, so I can't record anything from the Xbox, but I can do this here, which kind of feels weird, because I'm in a very busy coffee shop with lots of people all around me that probably can't understand what I'm saying, but it still feels a bit weird. What I'm going to do first of all is pop into this likely spam section and see if they are actually spam or allow them. So that's not spam. What else do we have? Oh, this is just someone promoting their channel. That's not spam. I'm more than happy for people to do that. Obviously, if it just got crazy with loads of people saying, come to my channel, that's going to be a bit silly. This is the same guy, but I don't mind. If it happens a lot, then no. Nobody liked this video. We can't get this patched. It's not going to get patched. I mean, if they did patch this sort of thing, it's very easy to abuse the blueprints. So we'd come up with something else so simple. Someone promoting their paint jobs, yeah, go and have a look at them. What's this? Okay, this person's got 900 plus followers, $50 giveaway, so he's close to 1,000 followers. Check him out, see if it's something you want to follow. It's mixer.com, so probably absolutely nothing to do with my channel at all, so that might be spam. You can have a look if you like. He's probably been, oh god, this is 3 weeks ago. How is this only just being noticed? I normally look at these every week or so, but I have for a long time. It's been saying lightly spam 1, there's been nothing here, so maybe this is what it was, and it was just kind of messed up a bit. But I'm going to allow it anyway. It's just saying you spend a lot of time in the auction house. No, I don't. I spend a lot more time driving. But if I see a way of exploiting something, I'll make a video about it. But I play the game a lot more than I make videos. So, job done. Go on. Oh, I bet it is that one, because it won't let me like it. So, meeting can... Demirbas, whatever that is. I'm sorry I can't like your comment. I can't make it go into the normal comments, but it blatantly isn't spam, and it must be this one that's been stuck here for a long time. Can I like that? Well, there you go. The reply to your comment has been approved, but your actual comment will not approve. So yeah, I guess it's the one that's been there for ages. So let's jump into this. I'm just going to go through the comments from most recent, going backwards, regardless of which videos they are, because there's only been about 3 videos since my last comments on comments, so this is going to be a lot easier to do. I'll do it for maybe half an hour or so, and we'll see how it goes. This is on an old video saying how to get a lot of credits by beating the unbeatable driver task, and it's saying you can just use the highway exploit. Yes, you can. That video was uploaded before we had our ability to create our own blueprints, so completely right, you can do that. I'm not going to reply to them by text, it takes too long. I'm just going to thumbs them up. So the skeleton suit does glow in the dark. I haven't looked at it yet, still. So yeah, Stephen Todd is confirming that it does that, and it looks cool. Well, I think it will. Excuse me. Oh, on the subject of me getting distracted and going off on a tangent and getting carried away for a long time, oh my god, you should have seen the girl that served my coffee about half an hour ago. The person that was before me had a cappuccino. Now, I've got some frappuccino icy thing because I was boiling hot, but when she was making the cappuccino, when you sprinkle the chocolate on the top and do a little pattern, she must have been stoned. She did it for about like 5 minutes, which doesn't sound like a long time, but to draw a picture on top of someone's cappuccino for seriously about 5 minutes is insane. She was so zoned into it, and then she got the little thermometer thing that you would like stick in meat and stuff like that, so it's like a spike, and she started drawing with it in the chocolate on top of the cappuccino for ages. Oh my goodness me. So yeah, I'm not the only person that gets zoned out, but I think she might have been smoking before she came to work this morning. It's nearly 1 o'clock. I thought it wasn't that late. But yeah, I cycled to the mall. I've rejoined my old gym on the way here because my membership expired, and it was pissing it down with rain. So I've cycled to the mall in the rain, and now I'm sitting here soaking wet, which is not fun. Right, I'm in a similar age group, a little bit older. I enjoy your videos, and you're very personable. Well, thank you very much. I feel when I'm listening to you that I'm having a gaming evening and a chat with a mate. Yeah, right, it's a bit weird, but that's how I feel when I'm recording them, and it's much more fun. I would much rather sit there playing the game, kind of doing commentary and telling stories and recording and stuff like that. It just feels like I'm talking to you guys. It does feel like exactly the same as this. It's kind of like having a chat with a mate, even though obviously you don't reply until later on these comments, but that's how it feels. It's much better. Your meandering stories are really funny. I live near Solihull. I know Solihull really well. I actually won a car from Solihull, from the Alfa Romeo garage in Solihull. It was a few years back now, but it was an Alfa Mito, so you might know when that competition was on. There were two competitions. One was to win an Alfa online, you had to do like a race, and another one was just a raffle. You went into the showroom, you put your name down for a raffle, and you could get picked and win a car, and I won. So I was driving that Alfa Mito around, so that was from the garage by you. And also on that same competition, but the one that was online, I won a Nintendo Wii, which had just come out, so that tells you when this was, an iPod Touch, which was also brand new. I can't remember what else, there was a couple of other things as well, so I was kind of like head of the leaderboards. On my other channel, which I'll leave a link to into the description, I tell you the story about this because we actually intended to win that car before we found the competition where that car was available to be won, and it was a really strange set of circumstances. So yeah, I'm an author. I write books on like spiritual things, law of attraction, that kind of stuff, creating your own reality. And we actually won that car as an experiment to see whether or not we could bend reality to make us win something. And then a little bit after we won the car, we won a snowboarding holiday as well, which was very specific to what we'd requested. So if that sort of stuff interests you, check out my other channel. Okay, let's crack on. So I recognise your local lad by yeah. At least it hasn't got that Birmingham twang, which I guess you've got, where everything sounds like a question. Oh, people are so cruel to your accent. Although Solihull people do sound quite posh compared to Birmingham. But boy, was I really surprised when you revealed that you were in Colombia. Yes, I am, but Colombia with an O. Colombia with a U is actually a state in North America, whereas Colombia with an O is a country in South America. I live in Bogota, which is the capital city. I'm currently at their biggest mall called Santa Fe. Actually, Bogota used to be called Santa Fe years ago, but not anymore. Keep up the good work. I hope it continues to go from strength to strength for you. Well, thank you very much, BV Mar. Let's crack on. Oh, I've got to thumbs you up. So yeah, check out that story about the car. I'm not actually sure if I tell the whole story in there, but on my other channel, I did a talk at the Conscious Tribal Gathering in Wales, which is like a spiritual event where people go and give presentations on different spiritual things. And I was invited to do a talk there on the law of attraction. And in that talk, I talk about that story, about the car. So if you want to find out more about that, go to my other channel and you'll see that there's a talk in there from 2015 where I'd let my beard go a little bit out of control. And I'd gone to like a hippie camp to talk about the law of attraction. So if that interests you, you can watch that. The video is quite long, but that part of it is actually right at the very beginning. But I actually closed the video by doing a guided meditation to help people attract things. So certainly worth checking out if you're interested in that stuff. There's a star system near your gamer tag, and you currently have 2 stars, as other YouTubers have 4 stars. Yeah, I know that, but what had happened is my level has been going up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the beginning, all the way up to 300. Now I noticed the other day it was on 298, and I was thinking, I wonder anything will happen when it gets to 300. Now I know that when you get to 200 and stuff, and your bracelet changes, you get the silver one and the gold one, then you get the little star, and you get the number under the star, like 1 and 2 and that kind of stuff. But now the big number, which was 299, has gone back down to 1. So that was the weird thing. So I wondered why that was and what that means. Now the girl did say when it went through, she said, oh, something about being a legend at Forza Horizon, and you've now done it twice over. So obviously they referenced it, but I just thought it was weird how it didn't go up like 301. I mean, when I got to 200, it didn't rotate back to the beginning. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Forza 1 challenges don't give you items, only points, and the Forza 1 shop doesn't change items mid-season, so I'm not sure why you thought any different, because I am very, very hopeful. It was stuff to do with the Capri, so I thought, well, I've got to do it just to see. So I'm just very hopeful. I keep doing, like I did all the speed zones and all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't say it's going to give you anything, but I just kind of hope that it gives you something secret. The other thing as well, you know, like those motorbike suits that are all legendary but completely pointless and nobody's ever going to wear them? Well, I kind of want to get them all, because I'm hoping that when you have them all, it unlocks a motorbike. Now, I don't think it will for a second, but I want it to. And obviously they've got motorbikes in the game when you do that challenge. You know, one of the first missions that you do where they're driving through the quarry. So I'm really hoping that if you get all the motorbike clothes, for some reason it's going to secretly unlock a motorbike. But I've tried putting on a full motorbike suit because I've got all of them in a couple of different colours, but I haven't got all of them yet. But nothing happened. So yeah, I just hope there'll be like hidden Easter eggs and things. So I always look, but there never is. Have you noticed that the seasonal bonus challenge, 7 daily, 1 weekly challenge, hasn't been giving the points? Really? Oh, I don't know. I didn't check. I thought it was. I've done it every week so far and never got any points from it. I'm going to record it this week when I complete the last daily. It gives me points, I think. I'm sure it does. You mean like the Forza things or not? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's giving me points. Did I thumbs you up? Yeah, I did. Tips for drifting. Okay, let's get into this. Let's pop them read more open. Oh, just sideways. When you're completely rubbish at it. Okay, so far on this. Oh, I hate that. I hate this pressing the touchpad down hard like this, and it does this. I need to turn that off. It's so annoying. I do it all the time. Right. So this part here. Right, I've done that bit already. So I am an expert at this part right here. So what's step 2? Go to a grassy hill and start sliding along the side of the hill. Well, that happens all the time when I'm trying to stay on the road. So I'm already at step 2. Step 3. To get higher chain, awesome ultimate, you need to keep the slide going in the same direction. Okay. Changing, transitioning left and right will add to the multiplier but not increase the skill level. Drifting in drifting in sand, sorry, I thought that was just a typo. Slows your car down too much when you go sideways. Yeah, you're right, I do think the sand would slow me down a lot, and also I'd got a tuned car and I think it was all-wheel drive, so that certainly wasn't helping either. You getting the last challenge really frustrated me, just fucking power slide. Right, I know you said add me, right? On my Xbox at the moment, I have got probably about 300 messages from people saying add me and all that kind of stuff, or play with me, or game invites, or people asking me questions. So some people say add me. It's not going to happen, otherwise I'll just have way too many friends on Xbox and it'd get stupid. And I don't kind of really play with other people on Xbox anyway, so I hope no one feels offended that I either haven't replied to a comment or I've been sent an invite and not, acknowledged it. I have all that stuff turned off. All of my messages, alerts, all that kind of stuff, it's always turned off. I have to go in and check if I've got an achievement. So it just becomes too much. When you've got a lot of people watching your videos on YouTube, it just becomes a little bit overwhelming. So there's no way I could keep on top of that. So, I mean, teach me how to fucking power slide and I'll do it. So yeah, I need to work on that kind of stuff really. I've not downloaded any of the drift cars yet. I did the Drift Club story, and I got like 1 star on each of the chapters. I was absolutely pathetic at it, so I need to learn that and get better. So all common cars only have 8 perks in the skill mastery tree. Yeah, that is true actually. I've seen 3 different variants in the perk layouts for these, but they all have 3 times 1 point perks, 3 times 3 point perks, 1 times 5 point perk, always wheel spin. I wonder if this guy's got a channel. He obviously is, this is quite informative. 125 perk, yeah, the extra life. 42 perks. I've been maxing out these cars as there's a game achievement for maxing it. Oh really? I didn't know that. I don't really go after achievements though. So I like doing everything, but I'm not bothered about getting all the achievements. I just like doing all the stuff. Well, there's a few games. I mean, I've said this before, Civilization Revolution. I got all of the achievements on that and completely finished all of the game with all of the different races. And then I deleted everything so I could do it again. And then I looked after someone's cat when they was on holiday, so I was on their Xbox, and then I did it on theirs as well, so I did that one 3 times over. I was a little bit obsessed with it, but I mean, I'm not that bothered about achievements anymore, to be honest. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have a look, see if this guy's got a channel. God, the Wi-Fi in this coffee shop is very slow. Oh, he has, but it's just about boating. Okay, well, Chris, if you upload videos to do with gaming, then I'm sure some of my subscribers will get over to you, because you are leaving pretty damn good comments. So I like that. And it's so easy to get those skill points now, isn't it? I mean, they just throw them at you, especially now that you can do the blueprints so that you can force a race to be somewhere where you can get a lot of skill points easily. Great video, mate. Not many YouTubers have this kind of transparency with their viewers. Also, sorry to hear about your friend. Must be a terrible thing to go through. Yeah, it was pretty bad, actually. I mean, Micheal was not that long ago, right? Micheal, I'll tell you a few things about Micheal because there's some funny stories to do with Micheal, to be honest. Hi there, guys, and welcome to my first ever edit. I told you a couple of things just now on the video that I probably shouldn't have said. It's not my business to share them, so I've kind of just removed them, and just wanting to put this in to very quickly say that was an edit, because if I'd have just cut it out, it would have made no sense whatsoever. So there you go, that's my first edit. But yeah, back to the story. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, but I really couldn't leave it in. The lake is far too much fun when covered in ice. Yes, winter is here. And they should do more things on the lake to do with the winter events. I mean, it's the only opportunity that they get. There isn't normal events that are on the lake, so they really should have more seasonal events. That would be pretty cool, actually. Ichigo jacket. I don't know what that means. Okay, this is about the Capri. Yeah, I assume that it is, but I've been waiting and it's not here yet. To be honest, I kind of wish the level system would just count up normally. It should do, shouldn't it? Just do normal. None of them stars, none of that stuff. Just count. That would be pretty cool. What was this? Blueprint abuse 2, 12-minute race, blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much, chef. These new things on the blueprints, that's such an awesome update, but it is very easy to exploit it. And I've said it a couple of times, I expect them to do a patch and they're just going to snap the line to the middle of the track. That's what I expect. I've got to edit that shit. You can't just say, hold on, I've got to open the door, mate, and then leave for a minute and talk to them for a bit and come back. That's hella unprofessional video. That's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever. My videos are just going to be my personality. If something happens, you're along for the ride. If I have to answer the phone, I answer the phone. And a few other people have commented saying that's what they like. And it's also what I like. So if something happens that I don't expect, it's in there. I have recorded loads of videos where something's happened and I've had to stop the recording, or I've not been happy with the recording, I don't upload it. So there is editing to the extent where if I think this video is not good enough to upload because of something that happened, I'll just scrap it. Whereas if I think, hey, it's only a phone call, hey, it's only me grabbing coffee, I don't mind. Now, we mentioned Micheal just a moment ago. I'll tell you what, on every single video where I say, just a sec, I've got to go and do something, when I come back to my computer, well, once I finish the video, when I'm listening to it, either like before I upload it or after I upload it, and it gets to that part, and I say I'm going to go and get coffee, or I'm going to go and answer the phone, or I'm going to go and get the door, or anything like that, and it's just silent for a while, I always expect to hear Micheal's voice. Now, that would be epic. I actually left a message on his Facebook saying, you can come and haunt me anytime. And then my wife read it and said, no, he can't. But yeah, every time I do that on a video, I always expect it. But never mind. Dumbo. Okay, not quite sure what you're saying there. Well, this is the the rubbish car that I'd already got. Now, why wasn't the on that British Racing Green? That's definitely the same car, isn't it? That you can have, you know, a much better version of it. I'm not thumbsing up just someone that says Dumbo. Oh, I'm going to click this so that more comments load. I like to think of you as the Andy Friselli. I don't know who that is. A Forza. Okay, I assume that's a compliment, but I don't know who he is. So thank you anyway, Tom. They should do what they did in Forza Horizon 3. Instead of a Vauxhall Colton, give us a Forza Edition car. Yeah, they should. Awesome stories. More, please. Well, you know that's going to happen, don't you? And I will try to... I mean, on that video I recorded where I scrapped it off because the Xbox had stopped recording, but I was still talking for over an hour. I probably am lucky that didn't record and I didn't upload it, so I think I said a few things on there which I really shouldn't have done, so maybe that was a good thing. But I will tell you an edited version of that story. It'll still be interesting, but yeah, it's the reason, not now, but another time. I'm not saying it anymore, but it's the reason that I was kicked out of university, and it was a pretty epic. It's one of the most memorable days of my life. What am I doing wrong here? I can't find your blueprint. Well, some of the blueprints kind of messed up a little bit after I'd done them, and it said that you've missed the checkpoint, so I deleted those ones. But all you've got to do is follow me on Xbox, and then when you go into the blueprint section, you just go to the ones, you know, the people you're following. It should be there. I've never seen the Ford Cortina in recent racing games, and yet it was an amazingly popular car, at least in England. Yes, it was. Almost everyone I knew had a Ford Cortina. The Granada is another one. Wish they would include them in this game, but yeah, a lot of those cars from the 70s and 80s were epic and would be really, really good in racing games. I mean, obviously, every time that someone brings out a game, they are aware that at some time in the future they're going to bring out, you know, like Forza Horizon 5 or Forza Motorsport 8. You know, they know that, so they're always going to be holding a little bit back so that they can give you a little bit more next time, otherwise it's pointless getting the next game. So there's always going to be something, always. So yeah, I'd like to see some more of those cars too. When you drift, ABS doesn't make that much of a difference. I didn't think it probably would, to be honest. And also, when you drift, stop turning back so quickly. Let the car slide, but still, I always kind of like just oversteer and then just going around in a circle if I don't turn back. But maybe if I'm doing it too soon, then yeah. But still keep the power on. You don't go 90 degrees unless it's four-wheel drive. With about 8% rear on the differential. That's a word to do with cars. I've got no idea what it means. I think it's something that spins. But keep it sideways and don't turn back so quickly. Okay. I didn't understand that enough to be able to copy it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chill out. Okay, we've got some more here from the same person. Also, don't short shift so much. Shifting at low revs. Ah, that's what short shifting is. Someone said to me, why do you short shift all the time? I was like, I don't know what that is. Have you seen me drive? So now I know what short shifting is. It's shifting before you hit the red zone then. Okay, well, sometimes I kind of just... If I'd been driving in a car that you need to change gear really, really quickly, and I've got used to it, and then I jump into a car where it takes a lot longer to get to the red zone, I kind of automatically change gear because I've got so used to it. And especially if I'm recording a video because I haven't got my TV turned up, so I'm just kind of just flicking the gears just because I've got used to doing them that quickly. Like for instance, there's a Volkswagen, like an off-roady one, it's on the yellowy one, and you have to change gear on that. So, well, I've got a tune on it, so I don't know what it's like for anyone else, but you have to change gear on it really, really fast for me. So if I've been playing in that car a lot with the volume turned up, and then I switch over to a different car and I've got the volume turned down, I'm going to be changed up into fourth when it still wants to be in first. So I know that happens. I didn't know that's what short shifting was, but I do know I do it, and I do know why I do it. And sometimes I just don't pay enough attention. So, one more thing. Keep the car at high-ish gear, because drifting is when the rear wheels are spinning faster than the front ones. I didn't know that. So when you played, you kept the car in first. Yeah, my mistake, just because I wasn't changing gear. The engine wasn't squealing at me. The wheels were all going the same speed. That's sliding. Power sliding is when the rear wheels turn faster than the front. I like that. I like that a lot. It's something I didn't know. Oh, it's under aquí. Sí. Eso. No problema. Okay, muchas gracias. That was the security guard warning me not to get my bag stolen. They do that all the time here. I've kind of like got my chair leg inside one of the handles of the bag, so if anyone grabbed it and tried to run away, I'd fall over. And then you lot might notice, so you'd be able to call them for me. But yeah, all the time they come and tell you about your bags, and I think it happens a lot here. There's a lot of bags just get snatched. Oh yeah, I've read that. If you ever do change your balls, I'd suggest going to Italy. I hear they are doing wonderful things with scrotums this season. Yeah, I will. I should get myself a nice designer leather ball bag. Probably a little bit smaller than the one I've got now. That would be good. So funny, mate. You should do a playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic? Isn't that an album? Oh no, that's a Star Wars thing, isn't it? I'm not really into any of that. I don't know why. It's just not really appealed to me. When I read that, I was thinking of Knights of Sardonia by Muse, which isn't even a game. Oh, this is Red Dead Redemption. Oh yeah, they were all Forza. Yeah, I'm slowly getting through. I've done part 3 now. but it's going really, really slowly. I need to spend more time on that. Almost every time I do a Red Dead Redemption video, it fucks up, and then I have to do it again. Something goes wrong, and it's usually, I think it's because it's a lot more draining on the Xbox, and the Xbox overheats and stuff like that. So really often I'll start, I'll get a little bit into it, and then it'll just shut down, and I have to start it again. So yeah, that happens. It's annoying as hell, but yeah, that does happen. Disappointed to see them reuse a Forza 1 exclusive car already. Yeah, well, hopefully from what you said there, they will also do the Capri car again, which I have noticed. Excuse me, I haven't replied to them yet, but I've noticed on a couple of comments that I'm probably going to come to in a bit, that some people said the Capri was available on pre-order, like right at the beginning, and some people saw screenshots of it, so I'm hoping it comes around again. There needs to be more seasonal events with better rewards and more restrictions on the something. The pie, the car can be like, your car has to be B class. That would be so much more fun to play. I really want more races. I've done all of the dirt races and I'm only level 10 or 11. What? How can you only be level 10 or 11? Just on dirt races, you mean? I don't want to keep playing the same races over and over. Also, I've never... Well, you can make races and just say this is a dirt race, or race someone else's race. You know, just find a popular blueprint that's dirt race and race that, and it will get up your dirt racing levels. But I know what you mean. It's like you don't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over again to be able to progress up through the levels. And I mean, the top level on those is 20, so you want to get to 20 on them all, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I actually made... I've done the same thing as you on the cross-country ones, and I don't want to just keep doing the cross-countries again. I don't like them. They're my least favourite of all of them. So I made a blueprint just going up and down the motorway, and I classed it as cross-country, just so I could start getting my cross-country up to 20 without having to do more cross-country races, because I don't want to do them again. In fact, I haven't done them all, to be honest, because I don't really like them. You know, the road racing series was definitely my least favourite, but I've maxed that now, so I don't have to touch it again. I think you should do a vid on learning to drift. That'd be great. I could do a series on learning to drift or learning to drive, or you know, any of that kind of stuff. I'm totally useless at it, so it would basically be me following your comments and instructions and slowly getting better, and that would be it. Similar to what I did with the in that Maserati, where I managed to beat Unbeatable. I can't believe I did that. It's insane. No tuning, no help, no nothing. And I mean, I did cut a couple of corners, but not too bad. But I beat Unbeatable. That should never ever happen. That just means the game is too easy. You're going to get 100 frames per second for doing what? For doing that 200 if you're VIP. I'm assuming that this isn't supposed to say FPS. 100 frames per second is bloody high. I'd love my Xbox to be 100 FPS. That's got to be a typo. What's going on here? I don't know. I've got no clue. Sorry, Drew. I don't know. What a crap prize. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Nothing like working for a car that is common and have nothing to offer in the perk tree, as well as back to the drawing board regarding the Forza Edition Capri. Great video, thank you very much. And nice to see a video that's something wrong with the game. Oh no, I think I bitch about the game too much. I'm always saying bad stuff. No, actually, the game really impresses me, but the menu system absolutely sucks. So, oh yeah, I've remembered. Do you remember I said in a previous video where I met a guy at a club and he had worked on Forza Horizon 3, he did something to do with the menu system, and I was telling you a story about him? Well, I couldn't remember what gig it was. It was the Spanton Warriors in Manchester a couple of years ago. So there you go, I remembered. And when I was at that gig, it was really hot in there. It's kind of like this club that was underground, so as soon as you went in, you went down these stairs to get to it. Now, it was on, I think it was on New Year's Eve. No, it couldn't have been. Couldn't have been, I wasn't in England on New Year's Eve. I can't remember. But maybe around Halloween time. So, we're in this club. It's underground. It's really hot, and it was really packed as well. It was only a small club. I mean, it's the Stanton Warriors, and you know, they're popular. And I went outside to use the phone, and when I went back in, I jumped down the stairs, and when I jumped, I hit my head on the ceiling, and I didn't know that I'd actually cut my head open. And then a little bit, well, not much later, a few minutes later, I was dancing, and a load of people come up to me going, "Oh my God, are you all right?" And I was like, "What?" And there was blood all over my face. and because I was really hot, and like we were sweating and dancing, and when you sweat and your head's bleeding and your blood's pumping, you get a lot of blood, and so I went into the toilets and my face was just red. It was only a little hole on my head where I'd hit it, but it bled a lot. So yeah, everyone was ridiculously over concerned, and it looked quite gruesome, but only because my face was bright red. But there you go, it was the Stanton Warriors, in case anyone was interested. Handy tip, when approaching the roundabout, just go through the middle, saves you time and it's a shortcut. Yeah, I normally do. I normally go through the middle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depends what mood I'm in. Best Forza YouTuber. I don't know about that. Not if you're looking for actual useful information about Forza, but if you're interested in people that just talk a lot, tell slightly inappropriate stories that they shouldn't share, then yeah, I suppose in that case, then I am quite nice to listen to. But no, as far as information on the game goes, certainly not. I think you expect too much from the game's free stuff. Obviously, it will be exactly the same as the others. Well, I don't know about obviously. That car was an incredibly crap car. It was like a D-class or something. It was an awful car that you're never going to actually pick to drive. There's no, unless you owned one in real life, there's no reason to get in it. So I thought that was a really bad price. They could have given us lots of other things, even just a lot of money, say like like $500,000, $250,000 or something like that. That would have been good. But no, that was a very poor price. This game needs new cars as soon as possible. I'm not just talking about download content 2 cars a week. Yeah, I haven't got the download packs, but I have noticed it's just 2 cars a week. That seems a bit mean. I'm talking about more new cars added in general. Missing a ton of new 2017 and 18 cars from Audi, Mercedes, BMW and big manufacturers. Feels like Forza Horizon 3. Well, as I said before, there's going to be a Forza Horizon 5 at one point and a Forza Motorsport 8, and they will always hold some stuff back. They want to make it a bit better than the last one, but not as good as the next one. So, you know, they're going to hold stuff back, aren't they? I mean, there's a lot of cars. What is it, like 500 cars or something? Does anyone know? I don't know. I'm a fucking genius. Thank you very much. Oh my god, this video. This was really old. This is my most popular video. And, well, I don't know if it still is, but it was for a long time. But it gets the most diverse comments. Some people say this, in fact quite a few people have said this, and then other people just say I'm a complete moron and that it's ridiculous. Some people have even told me I need to kill myself. So yeah, it does split opinions. I get a lot of negative comments on this video from people that I know they have completely not understood it at all. And I just think, just go back and watch it again. You didn't get a thing, and they're bitching and moaning about the exact opposite of what I've said. So that happens a lot. I mean, I know I make long videos and stuff, and people probably just do skim them a little bit, but this person obviously watched it, so thanks, weird guy. Has anyone else noticed that the bonus Forza Fun points don't actually work? Yes, someone else just a bit higher up. I think mine are working. I haven't really noticed, but I'm pretty sure they're working. So yeah. Well, here we go. So do for some, don't for others. Well, there you go. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. So maybe if there is a forum at turn 10 where you can say, hey, you guys, this isn't working, sort it out. Maybe do that. Hi mate, I like your videos and all, but do you think you could move your controller a bit away from the mic? Yeah, I noticed. I am sorry. Right, I have so many mic issues. I've moved through 3 microphones, and normally they're too quiet. And when I'm speaking on my old microphone, which is a condenser microphone, I have to be very close to it. But if I move away a little bit without realising, then it just goes too quiet. I've got a 400% gain on. I'm turning the gain down to 4% volume, and yet you still can't hear me. So I had to sack that one off. So at the moment, I'm using a microphone which is actually on my headphone leads, which is doing a lot better than I expected. But that's in front of my face, and then just below it, obviously, is my controller. So I did notice on the last few videos that I've uploaded that it has picked up the sound of the controller. Right, I mean, it's bad on Forza, but you should have heard it on the Red Dead Redemption videos, because to make your horse go faster, you have to keep tapping the A button. Now, on the video, all you can hear is me tapping the button all the time. So what I've had to do on those videos is, between me talking, I have to remove the audio, otherwise you just get constant tapping with that button. So yeah, a few people have mentioned the Blue Eye Snowball mic, I think. I can't find one here in Colombia. I've been to a few shops looking for one. There is a place where there is specific electronics more, but it's really quite far away from where I live. And I don't drive in Colombia, I'm just on my bike. So what I've been intending to do is go there with my wife in her car one day, but but since I've been intending to do that, we've just been so busy, so I've not done it. But yeah, I do want to get a better mic, and that's the one that I think I'll probably end up getting. But the microphone I've got now, the one I'm using off the headphones, you know, it picks up sounds that are further away than like a condenser mic would, which is why there's that problem. But yeah, I know it's really, really bad, especially because I've got my my gears on my stick, so I just whack it down every time I change gear. Love the mother-in-law story. It's like after that happened, the one where I said that, hey, you're really hot. She actually invited me round for dinner, and it was just me, her and Google. It was a very awkward event. Right, oh my god, what an amazing tip. I used this to gut 2 MGBs and used the proceeds to buy the unicorn, which I then used to farm skill points. Great video. Yeah, see, someone else that understood the barn find video, whereas a lot of people just don't get that video. This person thinks the Lotus Colton is awesome. Well, I've got 3. Do you want 2 of mine? No, not for me. Not for me at all. Will the Porsche GTR 2019 come back again? I don't know. Oh yeah, look, it's in the shop right now. Thanks, Greedy. Ah, he's loudmouth. I'm not going to use the suits, but I want them anyway. Yeah, exactly the same as me. I want all the stuff, but I'm not going to use it. But I did notice that that green suit is back again, but it's on one of those events that normally mess up, where it's like a cooperative event. You got to do with someone else, so no one will probably be able to get that. But it seems that all the exclusive stuff, they give you plenty of opportunities to get it, so I'm not that worried about getting everything now. We'll just see how it goes. I have never beaten one of the co-op events. My team, yeah, there you go, saying exactly what I've just said, has won the series several times, but it's never marked as complete. Anyone know why? Because they're broken. It's glitched. Autumn was the first time I actually got the prize. Yeah, loads of people are saying that they can't get the prizes. I just ignore them. I've seen so many people in comments saying they don't work, I just don't bother doing them. And I very rarely play with other people anyway. So yeah, I haven't done that. I'll tell you what though, what was I looking at the other day? Battlefield 5. Well, I am rubbish at FPS games, absolutely rubbish. So I normally really avoid them, but I watched the video for that, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I've downloaded, I'm on EA, whatever it's called, Access, which is, I mean, if you're on EA Access, since they've updated it, isn't it really annoying? It's like, it used to say, here's all the games in order from the newest first, so you know exactly what you've not downloaded or you want to play. Whereas now it's just a complete mess. You have to look through everything to find the latest things. I really don't like the new thing at all. And it's so slow as well. It's got lots of problems. They need to sort it out. But I've downloaded the Battlefield 5 10-hour demo, which I'm going to have a look at, and that game just looks unbelievable. For someone that doesn't like FPS games, and I'm really bad at them, I'm definitely going to be getting into that. I'm so sick of being offered this worthless shit instead of actual good rewards. Yeah, it was rubbish, wasn't it? The human guillotine. What would a human guillotine be? How bizarre. I have 781 skill points, a shitload of money. I find the game a bit boring. If they don't add something new soon, I will stop playing it. Great video, mate. Oh, that's Major Balls. That'd be a shame for you to go. So you have been playing from the very beginning, and you play a lot. And you also comment on my videos a lot, so it would be a shame to lose you. But I tell you what I do like, and I've mentioned this a few times, but I like the seasons. And it feels to me like the amount of time that they do each season is just enough, so you're just starting to get bored of it, and then the next one comes around and you think, oh yeah, this season was beautiful, and I'd forgotten it was beautiful. So there seems to be the right amount of time between each season looping back on itself, and also the right amount of time before you get bored of a season and move on. So I like that a lot. I mean, I got really bored of winter, and when it was winter last time, I was doing the speed zones, which is really hard in the winter, so I was begging for spring. But now winter's just come around again, and I really like it. The last time winter was here, what I did quite a lot of was driving very old cars around the Goliath circuit in the winter, and I was really enjoying that, and it was quite difficult to do, but it was enjoyable. And I mean, this time around I've not been on Forza a lot, but I've really enjoyed driving around in the snow. I'm really liking it. So yeah, that to me, I probably would be bored of the game by now if that wasn't a feature. You mentioned my accent earlier from Solihull. Did you notice how I just went a little bit brummy then? It happens sometimes. Oh, we have to be careful. There is a DLC coming out in December. Another regular, the new fine art. Is the DLC is the expansion, isn't it? So, I mean, I don't normally ever buy the DLC on games unless I really, really like a game. But I've got to be honest with this, because it was on Game Pass, said the man from Birmingham, so bad. I kind of feel obliged to buy stuff that they offer me because they gave me the game for nothing. Though I did notice, I noticed yesterday that on Game Pass now, there's a new section that says games leaving soon, and Fallout 4 is on there. Now, I've got Fallout 4 anyway, so it doesn't affect me, but obviously they are intending to remove games from Game Pass, so I didn't think they were going to do that. I'm really excited about that, to be honest. I've been since it launched, because it's really kind of Netflix, isn't it, for Xbox? Now, when Netflix first started, and like Love Film and all those things, when it wasn't online, you had to send away for the CDs, it was crap. And you took out a membership, you got your free month or whatever it was, and then you watched all the films, and then you had to leave them for a month or two and wait for them to add some more films, and then you join again. And I did that for a long time. Whereas now, Netflix, because of their business model of people paying up front and paying monthly on a subscription, they've now got a shitload of money, and they continue to make incredible films because they've got the money to be able to do it. So now, almost now, when it says a Netflix original series, it's almost like a guarantee that it's going to be good. Now that's where I believe the Xbox Game Pass is going to go. Now for a while, they're going to do stuff like churning out old games that we're not interested in, you know, putting rubbish on and stuff like that, which is exactly the same as what happened with Netflix. But you give it a little bit of time, maybe a year down the line, and that's going to be epic. So yeah, I'm very excited about the future of the Game Pass. I can confirm that it does glow in the dark. So yeah, another one says it glows in the dark. In its new Ferrari 458. I don't know enough about cars to be able to visualise that, but I'm guessing it's red. Hey, another confirmation. The skeleton suit also glows. Yep, I think that's what he was saying. You didn't notice it started over at 200? No. Did I mention this earlier? When I got to 200, it then went to 201, didn't it? It did. And then 202, 203, up to 299, then 300, then 1. But when I got to 200, something else appeared. That little star and the little number 1 appeared, so something else happened. But now I've got to 300, the big number has gone back down to 1. Same as what I said earlier. We need more videos, mate. Please help me stop smoking. I read this comment earlier today or yesterday, when I was at home anyway. And I honestly thought that I had a stop smoking video on my other channel, and I looked and I hadn't. So I thought, well, where is it then? And I looked. I've got some stuff on Spotify as well, but it wasn't on there either. So I haven't got it. And I looked on my computer to see if I'd got a stop smoking thing, and I haven't. So I'm sorry, but I haven't got one. I used to have one. I used to deal with smoking all the time. That's when you're a hypnotist, smoking, weight loss, confidence. That's like your bread and butter. I mean, it's boring to do, but that's what most people come for. But yeah, I haven't got a smoking one. I do apologise. But if you get on Spotify or on YouTube and search for hypnosis smoking cessation, there are loads of them. It's like the most common thing you'll find. So you don't have to pay for it or anything. You'll find loads of them, and it works. So yeah, just give it a try. I mean, I think the best ones to use are the ones that at the end of it says that you can now fall asleep. So that you don't have to find time to do it. You just listen to it when you go to bed at night. So I think they're the most useful. And then when it's finished, it switches itself off and you fall asleep. And then you've got all those suggestions going around your mind at night. So yeah, do that. When I realised that I hadn't got one, I was thinking of remaking one, but there are so many hypnotic things that I want to make that I find a lot more interesting that it would be so down, you know, it seriously would be so far down the list I'd never get round to it. As you get more clothing, less of it appears, which means you'll get more money in the wheel spins. Oh god, I hope so. It seems to keep throwing clothes at me, but I went into my clothes yesterday, and there's quite a few that I don't have that really surprised me. I honestly thought I'd probably got them all, but there was quite a lot left. Because it wasn't yesterday, it was whenever it changed over to winter, maybe the day before, because I thought I'd change her out of her shorts and give her some winter clothes. So she looked a bit cold. So same thing on cars then, so quite handy. At level 200 you prestige. The second time you prestige at level 300 then 400. You have prestiged twice now, shown by the number underneath the star. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what was going on, but it was just weird how after 300 it went 1. So when you were saying it reset at 200, did I just not notice? Did it go from 200 down to 1 and then it counted up to 300? Did I not notice that the number went down from 200 to 1 and I didn't notice it until it was over 200 again? How could that be? There's no way I could have missed that. Do I really play it that much? I mean, this is on an account where I've done no cheating. Oh my goodness me. Does it do anything special apart from adding stars? I doubt it. Unfortunately not. However, they may add a reward of some kind in the future. Should increase the chance of getting rare prizes. I think it should do something. I mean, what I think it should do, although I'm not really bothered about it, is it should do something that other players can see. So you get, you know, like for instance, if you do the Colossus, you get the Colossus T-shirt, you can wear it, and then people say, "Hey, they've done the Colossus." So something like that, but something a little bit more epic than that. I don't know. Something that changes the look of your car in some way, like a little flag on the back, and you have little row of flags along the back of your car, just to say, "Hey, this person's done this." I'd like to see smaller amounts of cash removed. Yes, so would I. It's so annoying when you get like 5,000 or something. Oh yeah, 2,000 as well. That's really rubbish. Yes, I'd like to see that as well, and that. I'll tell you what I hate the most. Getting those crowns or anything to do with the motorbike clothes. They're the worst, because all of that stuff is legendary and it's all horrible. Right, I've been listening to you talk about how you told your wife's dad that you have a husband and you called your wife's mum hot. Yeah, I did. Did you miss the one where I told her that my bollocks were full? I mean, that was the worst. I make mistakes all the time, it's really funny. I think when I'm really good at Spanish, I'm actually going to make mistakes on purpose in front of people that I think deserve it. That was a long story time, like 20 minutes. A long story, 20 minutes, oh my god. Right, my story times sometimes are a lot longer than 20 minutes. Right, on the video that was a couple of hours and I didn't upload it, I got so carried away, it was silly. I hope I never make a video when I'm drunk, because I'd say a lot of stuff that I would instantly regret. I wonder what Dad was thinking when you kept saying that you needed shoes for your husband. Well, this, I was saying I need shoes for my husband in shops. That's what I was saying. I was going to the mall, going into like really formal shops, saying I need some formal shoes for my husband. So that's where I was saying that. And it's not until I was at home and I said to her dad, "Can you make me a shirt for my husband?" that my wife shouted downstairs the correct word. That's when I realised what I've been saying in the shops. See, I've been saying that in a lot of shops. Big balls. Don't know why, but okay. First, I'm crap at drifting too, and so is Razdas. Yeah, you do have to do them in order. So, whenever it's one of those weekly event things, you got to do them in order, which I didn't realise. So I started doing the speed zone ones first, and I was going through speed zones, it wasn't giving me anything, and then I noticed that it was actually adding up miles on the miles one. I was on about 9.8 miles, so I finished off the miles, then did speed zone, and then realised it had me in speed zone. And as I said in the video, I actually turned around and did the same speed zone again, just to check, and it instantly gave me more stars, so I just went up and down in one that was really easy. What? Hey mate, I am not you boy. Oh, I assume that's your gamer tag, not you boy. The one who asked you questions on Xbox. Right, okay, there's about 200 people that have asked me questions on Xbox, so I'll be very surprised if I replied. But it's just, I can't, it's just too much, I can't do that. Sometimes what I do, as I've said before, is I look at the Xbox, the chat thing, actually on the Xbox website, and then I answer all the questions. But it wasn't working for me for quite a long time. It was probably about 4 or 5 days, it just wouldn't load. And then I realised the problem was only in Safari, and when I was on Chrome it worked. So that's when I was trying to give someone my my code for the Grand Theft Auto Online credits. So that's why it took me such a long time to do that, but now that's done, thankfully. But yeah, I've got hundreds of people that have asked me questions on Xbox. I'm not even going to bother getting into it. I thought you should maybe know that the 2019 911 is in the Forza One shop. Can't wait to see them all the rare Porsches in the auction house. Telling you this because maybe you can make a video on some of the perks in that car. I'll have a look at them. If the perks are interesting and worthwhile, I'll make a video on it. Have I made the video on all the 7 skill ones yet? I don't think I have. I think that in my cars I've put a heart on every one that's got like the 7 times multiplier, so that I can just like look at my favourites and then make a video talking about every single one of those. But I keep finding new ones. I'm pretty sure I must have them all by now, but obviously I had to add a couple of cards from the James Bond download because there's a couple in there as well. I also want to make a video on those. the James Bond cars. Just showing people what they're like and what they do, so that people can decide if they want them or not, see if they're worth it. I should also add that you don't get the car, unlike Forza Horizon 3, you don't get the cars for competing challenges because the game devs want the game to have interact with the community and do the Forza. It's annoying how they force you to do things with other people. I'm not going to do any of those things. Okay, well there you go. I just bought 2018 GT2 RS on the auction house and it had no perks used. Good job, good job. This person likes Skylines. Oh, what an awesome name. You would be great doing ASMR videos. Well, I just whisper. I only think them videos really work if a girl does it. I don't know. I mean, I obviously do hypnosis stuff. You can listen to my hypnosis things. As I said, I'll put a link to my channel in the description for that. And I do a lot of hypnotic things, and I get a lot of good feedback from my hypnosis videos from people that listen to them and from other hypnotists as well. But I've been a hypnotist for a very long time. I've written several books on hypnosis. They're on Amazon. You can find them. And I've also lectured on that kind of thing, and I've been someone that has taught other people hypnosis for a long time. I started back in the early 90s, just kind of messing around with my friends really. And then after that I used to do stage hypnosis shows. And then someone come to me after one of my shows saying, can you hypnotise me for weight loss? I thought, well no, I can't. So I got interested in that and I kind of shifted over towards the hypnotherapy side of things, and I did that for a long time. So I'm going to tell you this story because it's quite funny. When I first started hypnotising people was when I was still working at McDonald's. So that was my first job from school. I worked there for a while. I was a manager there. I was the manager that always did the night shift. And when we had finished the shift, I just used to hypnotise the staff and just used to mess around. So that was kind of like a lot of very good practice for me before I actually had the confidence to do a real hypnotic stage show. And one of the people I used to hypnotise was an incredible hypnotic subject. I mean, you could tell him almost everything, and to him it was completely real. I told him that I said, when I click my fingers, let me think. No, I said his feet were completely stuck to the floor. And if I click my fingers, he'd be able to release one foot and take a step, but then he'd be stuck again. And every time I click my fingers, the same thing would happen. So he was kind of stuck to the floor. I could click my fingers, and every time I did it, he could take another step. Okay, so that's what I told him. I said, when I clap my hands, they'll be completely released. However, if anyone should mention the word diarrhea, you would instantly have diarrhea and be desperate to go to the toilet, right? No, I mean, that's not the sort of thing you should really say to a person when they're hypnotised, but that's what I said. Then I woke him up and we was all just chatting like normal. He hadn't noticed he was stuck to the floor because he didn't try and move. And then one of the other people that was there, it was actually Craig. This guy's name is Craig too, so there's two Craigs. The Craig who was with us on the journey to the seaside, he was the one who then just started talking about diarrhea and saying the word diarrhea over and over and over again. And as soon as he said it the first time, the other Craig, who had been hypnotised, but now, you know, he was like completely normal, even though he'd got this post-hypnotic suggestion, he grabbed his ass, his face went white, and he tried to run to the toilet, but he couldn't move. And he was like, oh my God, what's happened? And we all just burst out laughing, and I clicked my fingers. And as I clicked my fingers, he just took one step towards the staff room toilets, and then couldn't move again. So, I mean, you can imagine how much torture this was for him. So I slowly clicked my fingers and we were all in absolute stitches. And then I clapped my hands, we all laughed, and he went off to the toilet. And then this happened right at the very end of the night. We'd completely finished tidying everything up, and all the shop was shut down, and we was pretty much ready to go home. So he came out of the toilet, and I put him back in the trance, and then I removed all of the suggestions and stuff, and then we went out the front of the shop, and we used to have to wait for our taxis out the front. We did that, we all went home. Didn't think anything else of it, and this was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm at home, 6 o'clock in the morning, my phone rings. I answered the phone, and I was a floor manager at the time. I wasn't like the store manager, but the store manager was the opening manager the next day. And I picked up the phone, and it was the opening manager, this guy called John, and he was going absolutely crazy, just shouting. I was like, whoa, what's up? What had happened is the morning cleaner, a woman I've mentioned before called Jean, who I hate. She's the one that got my friend Steve fired. Anyway, she had gone into the staff room toilets, and she opened the door, and there was shit everywhere. Right, Craig had run into the toilet actually with diarrhea, he tried to go to the toilet, but he wasn't quick enough, and he'd shat all over the floor. It was on the wall, it was on the toilet seat, it was just everywhere, right? And then I have no idea why he didn't do anything about it. He didn't clean it, didn't say anything. He just come back out of the toilet and left it there. And the morning cleaner found it, and she told the store manager, and the store manager, he knew I used to mess around with hypnosis and not. He knew it was something to do with me. I mean, I was the previous night shift manager anyway, so obviously whatever happens is my responsibility. But yeah, he went completely crazy. I had to go down to the shop, and he gave me a written warning for it. But yeah, so I mean, I mentioned this in a couple of my hypnosis books when I'm talking about the dangers of hypnosis, what you should and what you shouldn't do, because this was when I first started out and I was just messing around, and I honestly didn't expect it to be such a literal thing. I completely didn't think he would get diarrhea, and I definitely didn't think that would happen. But yeah, it did. But at the time I wasn't famous or anything, I wasn't an accomplished hypnotist, I hadn't written anything, I hadn't started doing stage shows, so it didn't really backfire on me. There's another hypnotist that I know, his name's Alex, but he used to call himself Jonathan Royal. His real name is Alex Leroy. But yeah, he did a few silly things, but he was already famous, so they really backfired into it on him, and he got into quite a lot of trouble. But I used to think to myself, I'm glad I didn't do some of the stuff I did in the early days a little bit later once I've got a name for myself, because it would have been really bad for my career. That wasn't the only thing, but I mean, that was one of them. So yeah, I mean, there are probably about 10% of the population of what we call somnambulistic, and they can go into a very deep trance, and when you give them a suggestion, it is like absolutely real to them. We have another 10% of people that it doesn't matter who's hypnotising them, you know, how skilled the person is or anything else, they only go into the lightest of trance, just like when you kind of, you know, say you get lost looking into the flames of a fire, just really light like that, and it's really easy for them to snap themselves out of it. And then everyone else is somewhere in between. Now, Craig just happened to be a person that went really, really deep. So for him, if I gave him a suggestion, it happened. And I mean, I used to do a lot of experiments with him that were really, really interesting. And one of the things I did, which is just unbelievably, it demonstrates how powerful the human mind is. Anaesthetizers are I told him your arm would be completely numb. And we sat in the office. This was also at McDonald's. It wasn't long after the diarrhea incident. And there was a stapler, like a staple gun. So I shot a staple into his arm. Like I pressed the staple onto his arm and pressed it down. So the staple was fully in his arm, which was like a flat piece of metal on the skin, which is perhaps not a very nice thing to do. But I just wanted to see what would happen. But he didn't feel it at all, didn't feel a thing. The weird thing is, right, I told him it was completely numb, and then it didn't bleed, which really surprised me. So I told him, let me think, I'd put the staple in his arm, and I'd actually pulled it out. He'd been in his arm for a while, was all chatting and stuff, he couldn't feel a thing. And then we pulled the staple out of his arm, and there were two tiny little holes where it had been in, but that didn't bleed. So we got to that point, the staple had been pulled out, there was no blood. Now I expected when I pulled it out that there'd be blood, and it really surprised me that it didn't bleed. So I'd got to, like, when I click my things and say sleep or go into trance kind of thing already installed. So I put him back into a trance, and I said, in a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And I can't remember exactly, but it was something like this. And I said, when I get to the number 5, the hole on the left will start to bleed, but the hole on the right will not bleed at all. So I'd given him a suggestion along those kind of lines. I can't remember the absolute details, but it was that sort of thing. One side will, one side won't, and there was like a period of time. And I woke him back out of the trance, and all the people, there's quite a few people sat there in the staff room, and we were all just staring at his arm, all counting. And when we got to, I think it was 5, I can't remember, but when we got to whatever number it was supposed to be, the hole that I said would bleed, just a little bead of blood came out of it, but the other hole it didn't. That's just incredible. So, I mean, those sort of experiments that I did before I was like a professional hypnotist, when I was just learning and messing around and trying stuff out, they really showed me the power of what you can do with that stuff when you have a very good subject, and how powerful the human mind is at controlling the body. It was absolutely incredible. So I used to do a lot of things like that kind of messing around with it, and yeah, it was unbelievable. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This is nothing whatsoever to do with Forza, but this guy did mention the ASMR videos, which is where you whisper into a microphone and that kind of stuff. What else do we have in here? You can hear the clicking and tapping of the trigger buttons. I've already talked about that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It personally triggers me hearing the joysticks and buttons. I know it's terrible, I need to sort that out. It's only on my most recent videos where I'm using that microphone that's on the headphones. But yeah, I'll get that sorted. You got the Polish mixed around. It's da is yes in Russian and tak is yes in Polish. Oh yeah, you are right actually, I do apologise. Da is yes in Russian. But dupa is definitely ass. You have a super duper. I don't know anymore, but I've got a really good Polish friend. Actually, my Polish friend, she's a lot younger than me, she's having her driving test on Christmas Eve, which is her birthday, and I love numbers, as anyone who knows me knows. I like number patterns, and her driving test is at 11:11 in the morning. What a weird time to have your driving test. It's not like at 11 or quarter past or half past, it's actually at 11:11 in the morning on Christmas Eve, which is actually her birthday. So good luck to Kasia, whose driving lesson it is on Christmas Eve. She's already got a car ready, so I mean, she's got to pass, she absolutely has to. Classic car, the Capri, yeah it is, it's a lot of fun. I really don't understand why you thought you'd get a car there. Kind of newbie. It's not newbie, it's just hopeful. it's kind of optimistic. But yeah, I didn't. I kind of knew that I wouldn't, but I always expect there to be something secret. Why you highlight a negative comment? I don't know what on earth that's all about. Oh, hang on. Were you saying why did I like thumbs up a negative comment? I don't mind, people can negative comment. I don't know if that's what you're saying, but I'm more than happy to people negative comment. If people leave like a toxic abusive comment, look at this, right? I've realised I can do this. Hide user from channel. Right, I've done that to 2 people who left really horrible toxic comments. One of them was directed towards me, and the other one's directed towards someone else that commented. So I have the power to stop people commenting at all. And I did mention before, I did that to someone, and then I noticed that every time I uploaded a video, it instantly got a thumbs down, even like instantly. And I was thinking, oh, that's the guy that I banned from leaving comments. I wish you had the ability to ban a person from going to your channel, watching your videos, leaving comments or anything, because there are a couple of people I would have done that to. But I mean, negative comments, that is fine with me, excuse me. A lot harder to drift all-wheel drive, yes. If you don't have power or right tyre pressure, seems like there's more to drifting than I thought, so fiddling with tyre pressure, that's beyond me. But well, apparently it's easy if you tune it properly, if it's right. There you go. Love it. Another great video showing us, well, not a lot to be fair, but great listening anyway. Still think that you should upload the one for, I scrapped it, I do apologise, and there's no way I could have uploaded it. I probably said a few things I shouldn't have done, but it was, I mean, there's a couple of stories in there. I am going to tell you them at some point, but I told you too much about what happened, so I can't. So I scrapped it anyway. Just added your channel on Forza abuse, but I really like your talks, mate. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's the ideal place for my channel to be, on a playlist to do with Forza abuse. Did you know that you get 3 times in the 7 from the Ferrari 512 TR? I don't know what that is, but probably. I've looked through all the cars. I've pretty much bought them all on my other account, and if it had a 7 and a 3, I would have added a little favourite to it, so I probably did. The AFK bit was my favourite part of the video. See, look at this. Look at this from Snuggly. That's a cool name. I like them too. I think that's what makes my stuff a little bit different. If something happens, I'm going to leave it in. It's not for long. But yeah, and if there is a, you know, like a voice on the video when I listen back to it, that would be epic. The Capri FE, this is the comment that I'd seen, but I didn't reply to it. I'd just seen this. So the Capri FE was unlocked via a Forza. God almighty, what's happened to my reader? Let's start again. The Capri Forza Edition was unlocked via a Forza-thon before the game was officially released. It was only obtainable to selected people who had the game early, like reviewers and YouTubers. See, so I think it'll come around again, but it has happened. So I didn't know that until I saw this. So I see this comment, and that's how I know it now, but I didn't know it before. But yeah, I agree, it'll eventually come for everybody. It's got to, hasn't it? Because it would be so out of order to only allow certain exclusive people the opportunity to get one of them, whereas when it's a Forza Edition car, you do want them all. That's one of the things that everybody wants. You never get car doing weekly challenges. Why would you think you would? Because I am very optimistic. Get a fair bit of power going beyond. Oh, this is drifting. Get a fair bit of power going beyond, and then tap A button while sharp turning, then keep the drift going whilst varying the throttle. Oh, okay, so varying the throttle, I'm not doing that. Then it runs through great, awesome, ultimate drift on sand, just turning sharply. Okay, I'll have a crack at that, thank you very much. I'm not going to try and say your name. CA5 Cada forever. cada is kind of like forever in Spanish. So you would say cada dia for every day. Not like forever, but it's similar. So cada dia would be every day. Forever is siempre, in case you wondered. Did the entire autumn challenges within an hour or so of release myself and received no Capri Forza edition. No idea where you heard that you would. I didn't hear that I would. I just saw that the events were in the Capri, so I thought that had some sort of significance, but it didn't, obviously. I was unable to complete the speed zone challenge. I got 200.5 miles an hour. So yeah, I got the speed zone challenge, but only just. And I looked in the leaderboards to see what cars other people had used, and I mean, someone got 300 and something, but they'd used an Agera or something like that. But it's a car that's only in the DLC pack that I haven't got. So I used what did I use? I can't remember. I think it might have been the I can't remember, the Falcon or something like that, but with a tuning on it. So yeah, I tried a few cars, I just couldn't get it. It's difficult, very difficult. It doesn't matter which speed zone I use. Oh, sorry, I'm completely misreading you. There was a speed trap where you had to get 200 miles an hour. You're talking about the actual speed zones. And I might have replied for this. Yes, I did. Did you do them in order? Same problem. So I'm just glad that only... yes, in order. Oh, so you did do them in order, but it didn't give you it. That's a shame. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were talking about then, but there's a lot of problems on this game. There really are. I've seen a screenshot from a YouTuber released 2 months before Horizon 4 came out that showed you the Forza One shot with the Forza Edition Capri. At that time, nobody had a clue what it was or meant, but now we do. Yes, we certainly do, don't we? Maybe it were in the Forza shop later today when the season... Well, no, it wasn't when... Oh, it's new fine art. Hello, I should recognise your thing, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll come back. It looks like you've got the rally tile on the Capri. Yeah, I think I had. Get your speed up, start to turn. Well, I'm not going to read through this again because I'm just reading loads of advice on how to drift while I'm at a mall drinking frozen coffee, and I don't remember it. My bollocks are full. Oh my god. I mean, they probably were full, to be honest, but she didn't need to know that. You're at the buy car tab. Oh well, I get so lost in the menus, it's not a surprise, is it? Another one saying that it was out early. How do you really get the car? Edit, thanks for telling me. That's pretty cool. I like that you took the time to edit and thank the person that told you. That was good. I don't think it's going to be on wheel spins. I think they're just going to release it in a future event. I've never seen one on the auction. I looked for one on the auction house. I didn't know there was a taxi. This is that same person again. I've still not looked at their thing, but I have noticed that when I go to my own channel, they're the top person recommended with a similar channel. But I've never looked. But I assume this person, Don Joe One Song, is like the top person for all the Forza stuff. I should check them out. I don't like looking at other people's stuff. It kind of, I just don't like it. I just prefer to do my own thing. Oh yeah, I don't think, I'm not going to thumbs that up because that's like me saying yes you are correct, and then someone would say, oh, someone's thumbs it up, this must be true. Whereas this person saying no, that's not true. I do honestly think you won't get it apart from in the Forza Fun thing. And this person saying where it is. Yeah, so there you go. Right, now I am a YouTuber. Maybe in the future they'll send me some of this stuff. Who knows? So there we go. You probably read through that whilst I was reading it in my head. Goliath with Citroen, 10 min laps. Easy if you set it to Drift XP Monster. That Citroen is really funny. Set the anti-roll rear end tyre and use large rims on the back and let it rip. Yeah, all the others will fall over, and if you've done what this person says, so Will Freeman, you'll probably be able to race it really quite successfully. It looks nice as well, don't it? I like the two-seater. Each car specific challenge gets you 100 points, 200 with a VIP house. Oh, there you go. So this is all about just like Forza from shop stuff. Okay. The Capri was available pre-release, we've done that. 1. That's like a person who was first on something, but they just wanted to put 1. To tweak up. Whoa, what's going on? Oh god. Right, hang on. I need to deal with this. Juan Boves. Yeah. Yeah, I want to carry on. No, I've got one. This is because I'm using the Wi-Fi in the coffee shop. So I imagine it just chucked me off and I had to go back on again. So there we go, back in. Oh, this is old. So this is a way to win the Colossus. I mean, these kind of things are not that relevant anymore because it's so easy just to do a blueprint if you want to do one. But it's nice to win, you know, the actual set races. It's nice to win those. But I do think a lot of people used to say, just put it on an S2 class, put it on Unbeatable, you'll win easy. And I used to think, no, you won't, because I'm not a good driver. But they do mess up so much that you probably will. Oops, I didn't mean to reply to that. I meant to thumbs it up. Right, this doesn't work anymore, doesn't it? Okay, I'll check it. There we go. I bet it does. So some people can't get the timing right. I don't know if you can hear the music. They're playing Painted Black by the Stone Roses. I love the Stone Roses, by the Rolling Stones at the moment in this mall. I quite like how all the malls play English music. That's pretty cool. A couple of basic questions I would like to know. Can you race this track as it is? Yeah. And if so, where exactly did you go to start the race? Look at the comments that are on it, and some people have said where the start is. I can't remember the name of it while I'm not there, but sorry I forgot to mention it in the video. But I keep all the time doing updates. Ah, someone from Tamworth. Great video. Are you going to do live streams? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I worked at Tamworth for a while. I was a manager at the McDonald's that's actually right in the town. Someone told me it's not there anymore, but I can't believe that it wouldn't be there anymore. I can't even remember the name of the street, it was a long time ago. Right, I used to go there and I used to park in the multi-storey car park. I was always late for work, and I'd be sprinting to work, and then after my shift I'd go back to my car and the door was wide open. I used to get out my car, run to the ticket machine, get a ticket, I'd run back to my car, slap the ticket on the windscreen, then just run off and forget to close my door. Not like just leave it unlocked. It used to be wide open all day. I used to do it so often it was ridiculous. My friend Steve, who I mention a lot, he was a DJ at the Tamworth Snowdome for a really long time, so you might know him. But yeah, I'm a snowboarder, I used to there quite often. So if you know that bunch of people like Jimmy, Dap, Chris, Steve, all those, they are all my friends. But yeah, Steve was a DJ at the Snowdome, and it's pretty awesome there. I like it. It's horrible when you go on holiday though, because you go away snowboarding, you come back and then the Snowdome is useless, it's just tiny. It's just not worth it anymore. Are you going to punch the annoying feminist? Yep, I am. This is, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption as an evil character, so I'm just going to do evil things. So I'm going to play it through evil, play it through good, and see what the difference is. What? I'm 11, but I'll have to say I'm 50. I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about age? I don't know, I probably said something about it to do with age. I'll tell you what though, when I was younger, and we first wanted to go out to like bars and stuff, I mean I looked really young, but I had a friend, he was smaller than me. I mean I looked when I was like 16 I looked about 11 or 12, and a couple of teachers asked me if I'd been moved up in school a couple of years. I said no, and then right, this is kind of gross, but because I looked young, and I like looked a lot younger than everyone else in my school. Actually, I'm in a coffee shop. I can't say this. I'll tell you it another time. I can't say it in a coffee shop. Oh dear. Where were we? Oh yeah, I was going to tell you about this guy. I mean, he used to use fake ID to go out. I used to use my brother's ID. But one of my friends who looked younger than I did, he used his dad's ID that said he was like 50 something. So we're going to a nightclub. I've got my brother's ID. They look at mine, they go, yep, go, and I'll get away with it. And then they looked at this lad's ID who's behind me in the queue, and they opened it up, and he said it was born in whatever year, but it meant he was like over 50 years old. And the doorman just laughed, and he nudged the doorman next to him, and he goes, look at this. And they both laughed, and he goes, go on, you cheeky little fucker. And he let him in, so with his dad's ID. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, he was way too young. Just got this. Yeah, right. I got it on pre-order, and I downloaded the entire game, and I kept going into it, and it said that I couldn't play it because it weren't ready and all that stuff. And then on the day it was released, I opened up my download, and it said your version of this game is corrupt. You need to delete it and download it again. Right? So my internet speed was really bad. So yeah, I bought it on pre-release because I knew my internet speed was bad, and then on the actual day I had to wait again. It was so annoying. But I tell you, it looks amazing. I'm still in the area of the snow, which does look good, but I want to get into the nice greenery areas. How do you search for your races? You add me, you follow me on Xbox, and then when you look in the blueprints, you go to the bit that says your friends and people you follow. Dude, I love your channel. Thank you very much, Mute. Let's see if I love your channel. Let's have a nose. Well, that's Chris's channel, all about yachting. So this is Mute's channel. Oh, he's a guitarist. I guitar. So I play guitar. I used to be in the band, sort of. It's like I'm not good enough for us to perform in front of people, but we did used to jam just in our garage, that kind of thing. But we had too many guitarists, and our drummer left. So I moved from guitar to drums. Never played drums before, but I just had to learn. But drumming is so much more fun than guitar. It really is. It's just epic. It's just like you dance. I mean, I've got quite good rhythm anyway from being a DJ and stuff like that. So to play the drums is incredibly easy. So yeah, I moved over from guitar to drums. Now, how many subscribers you got? 43. Let's make it 44. So I'll have a look at these later. I hate to say I told you so. Oh, so it's covers and stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely be having a little look in here. I mean, we used to play similar stuff as well. We played Green Day. We didn't play American Idiot. We played Basket Case in our band. We played a lot of Sex Pistols stuff, a few Nirvanas. The guy that used to sing for us refused to sing Rape Me by Nirvana. I thought, I'm not singing that. I thought, what? Because I'm not singing it. I'm not singing a song that says Rape Me. But yeah, I moved over to drums. But now I play piano. I've got like an electronic piano that I brought over to Colombia in a snowboard bag which I bought in London. I actually bought it on eBay, and the girl I bought it off, she was really young. She was about 16 or 17, but she came to meet me in Kentish Town in London. So that was her nearest tube station, and she gave me the keyboard. It's quite big, but it hasn't got built-in speakers, which makes it lighter than a normal keyboard. So you have to have an external speaker. And it's really fucking good. It's longer than my actual real piano. It's got more keys. And she gave it me, and I went, oh, this is quite light. It's not too bad to carry then. And then she went, and she was a small girl. And I got the train back, and I was absolutely knackered by the time I got back, lugging this thing around. I sent her a message saying, I'm sorry that I said it was really light. It's actually really heavy after 10 minutes. I feel really sorry for you. But yeah, I bought that piano over to Colombia in my snowboarding bag with a guitar and my kite land board all in one big snowboard bag. So yeah, I play guitar, drums and piano, none of them very well. I'm certainly not good enough to perform in front of other people, but good enough to be able to enjoy it. So I'll listen to this, I'll check it out, so thank you, Mute. Please just download a fucking mod. Right, I do. I download mods, I play with and without mods, I do all sorts of things. Great job to continue. Love the stories, had a couple of Xbox conversations with you, and who is this then? Oh, Robert. Oh yeah, I recognise your face. And the distractions. Hang on, I'm getting so lost here. And the distraction we both have when trying to do something is extremely funny. Keep up with the stories. Don't care about the game. Oh yeah, you are. I did recognise your face from your comments, but you're Mr. Blogget. Yeah, we've spoke a couple of times on the Xbox. You shouldn't tell people that, so I tell them all that I don't answer anyone, and I've actually answered you a few times. Yeah, there's a couple of people I have answered, but not many. And now the comments have got so big, I'm certainly not going to answer them. So yeah, there we go. But only when I'm actually at my computer using the other one. What's it called? Let's have a look. See if I've got Chrome open. Oh no, everything's shut because I didn't update. Took me 15 minutes, got 90,000 credits. There you go. Interesting information for somebody. Or you could just buy a spin for 44s 1 point. I'm never going to do that. No, I'm never doing that. I'm selling. I always save my 4s 1 points just in case something really special. I can't thumbs you up because I just don't agree. If something special comes along, I'm going to keep my points for that. I can't spend them. I really can't. I didn't even buy those Day of the Dead t-shirts that I wanted because I thought if some really awesome thing comes and I haven't got enough points, I'll be really pissed off. Why would a Molotov cocktail do energy damage? Anyway, that's nothing to do with this, but obviously a Fallout fan, you've got this. I try my best to watch all of your videos. Thanks, Jessica. Thank you. I wonder if you was on this one that I did a personal reply to. I don't recognise your name. I don't think I've seen you before. So there you go. So anyway, welcome to the family. It's good to have you. So you're one of the 1 point something% of my female people. So it's nice to have you along. How to win your race? I've covered this. Aloha. I've been watching a lot of your videos because they are very useful and I've decided to subscribe. Thank you. I also have a question for you. How do you make money without a sponsor or ads? I have got... Oh, no, this is the only video where I turned off my ads. I don't know why I did, to be honest. I could have had ads on there, but normally all of my videos do have ads. I've actually got it set so it automatically puts an ad at the beginning, an ad at the end, and then an ad on the middle part as well if the video is long. So they've probably all got an ad in the middle. Someone once left a message saying, you talk for ages just so you get extra ads. No, I don't. Yeah, that's how I make money. It's just the I don't know how the ads appear. I haven't really looked at them, but I think like at the bottom of the video there's like a little banner. So yeah, that's where the money comes from. It's quite good as well, isn't it? That's a lot of money. So I'm impressed. And I mean I've got about 8,000 subscribers at the minute, but like some people have millions of subscribers. And I'm thinking, oh my god, how much money are these people making? It's unbelievable, really unbelievable. There is a blueprint, most popular weekly one, I believe, that gives you 150,000 credits, 40 XP in 10-minute race. Okay, there you go. Do we know the name of it? So reply to your own comment, please, TM Congen, and tell us the name of the blueprint. There's loads of them. Normally, if you go to the very bottom of the motorway and then down a little bit more, that one there, just go in there and look at popular blueprints, and there's loads of them that give you loads. Is it a face that I'm seeing quite often there? So Spitfire Buzz. I used to be a fire breather, I used to spitfire. In fact, I did, when I lived in Norwich, one of the things that I used to do, my friend that I lived with, AD, was a magician, the Magic Circle. He used to teach for the Magic Circle, but he used to do like children's parties, and we used to do like street entertainment and stuff. So he did magic, I did hypnotherapy, not hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis. But I also I was a juggler, fire breather, stilt walker, unicycler, all that kind of stuff. So I can remember in the very centre of Norwich, in the town, we were doing like street entertaining, doing fire breathing. And we'd made quite a bit of money. I don't know, about £30 or something. We weren't there for long, which was good money at the time. This is like 1992. And after we'd finished, I was running back to the car park. And as I was running, there was a car that was driving really slowly along the road, right? And I jumped over the bonnet of the car. And I wasn't going to wait for it. I was running quite fast anyway, and I'm really good at like parkour type stuff. So I just jumped over the car, and I got a backpack on with my fire breathing equipment in it. And as I jumped over the car, something on my backpack caught the aerial of his car and snapped it off. And it was an electronic aerial. And he pulled his car over. It was a big guy as well, and he went absolutely fucking apeshit at me. And it got me. He grabbed me, like he was holding me, shaking me, saying that I've got to pay for it. I said, I've got no money, I'm a student. And I told him what I've been doing. He said, I've just been busking. He went, I'll give you the money then. And I've got, all the money was in my pocket, and I took the money out, and all the money that we made from that particular event, I had to give it all to him for him to get his aerial fixed. It wasn't enough for him to get his aerial fixed, but it did save me getting a beating. So there you go. The lesson here is when you're going to cross the road, if there's a car, even if it's going really slowly, just wait. Don't jump over the car, because it could get you beaten up and it could cost you all of the money you've just earned from entertaining the public of Norwich. Right, let's have a look. It's so nice seeing you react to our comments. Well, there you go. You got a little story out of your comment today. I love the videos, mate. We'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy it while you can still do it. What? Enjoy what? While we can still do what? As it will become harder and harder to find the type of videos and more subs. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Like doing the comments and comments, that type of thing, getting busier and everything else. So I'm going to carry on doing them. Whereas I might have to just do them more regularly. I enjoy doing these ones. Jesus Christ. I use both of these cars a lot. I'm not going to try and pronounce either of them. But yeah, I like both of them and I do use them a lot. I don't use them so much on skill chains, but I use them for other stuff. I like Alphas though. I'm a big Alpha fan. Alpha and Maserati are my favourite cars. How long have I been here? I haven't got a clue. It must be a while. The security guard keeps walking past me really slowly. Just dropped by to say thank you for the cool Forza content and your stories. To take things literally with your dad. If you've not heard this story, it is quite funny. It's only really short, so for people who haven't heard it, I'll say it very quickly. I used to leave my clothes on the floor, and my dad would come in and he'd say, are you going to pick those clothes up, or I'll put them in a bag and throw them out the window? And I thought he was giving me a choice. And if he'd put them in a bag and thrown them out the window onto the backyard, it would have been very easy for me to pick the bag up and put it in the laundry, which is right next to the backyard. It would be a damn sight easier than picking them off my floor and taking them downstairs. So I genuinely thought he was giving me a choice, because I was very, very literal. And I always was thinking, why doesn't he do it? Why doesn't he do it? He keeps telling me he'll do it, but it doesn't happen. So there you go. If you missed that story, that's what it was. And it was funny. The car journey was scary. I'll tell you what, I have been in some really, really high-risk, dodgy situations where you would have expected me to not get through it. It's happened to me a lot. It's like there is definitely someone looking down on me, protecting me. And not only, I mean, I've been in situations where I could have got into a lot of trouble with the police as well, whereas always I've been saved. You know, just really randomly at the last minute, or something really freakishly has happened that saved me in all sorts of situations. I've been run over a few times. I've been run over 3 times. I've broken 11 bones. I've been in quite a few different sorts of accidents. I've crashed my own car a few times and different things like that. But I've always come through everything fine. I've also been in really, really bad situations with people that are complete psychos, but I've always come out of it all right. I don't fight or anything like that, but I've always been safe. Definitely someone's looking out for me, really, definitely. Now, I shouldn't have survived as long as I have. I really shouldn't. Someone said that earlier, so I probably do, but I don't know what the car is. Hey, it's Spitfire. But again, you're one of my favourite YouTubers. I disabled my app. Oh, you're one of the only. Hang on. You're one of the very few YouTubers I disabled my app for. Thank you. I don't know if that makes a difference. I assume it does. Well, thanks. That's quite thoughtful of you. You can farm just by letting a web page open on Mixer, Forza Horizon 4. A few people have said this, so read this and do it, and say thank you to Big Jesus. You can farm just by letting a web page opened on Mixer, Forza Horizon 4 stream logged in with your Xbox account. I've not done that, but yeah, a few people have mentioned this, so it's a thing. Do it. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So paint a card, say I've had all the perks out of it, and then you get a paint a rank or something. So I mean, I'm not that bothered about those kind of things so much now. Yeah, I replied already on this one. I was surprised that Canada was lower than Germany. What about a new mic? At the moment I'm using, let me have a look. I'm using a pair of Sennheiser headphones in the mall. I've still got to buy that mic, but as I said, I mean, there's loads and loads of malls and stores and everything in Colombia where I live that are amazing, but none of them sell a microphone. There was one, I found one microphone in the mall, and it was like just a karaoke thing that was terrible. It's like there is, as I said before, a special electronics place, but it's really far away from where I live, so I need to go there. Well, thank you very much. I can't believe you guys heard that when I said beer or wine. Does it still work? No, it doesn't. Nope. I'm not going to do any more. I'm just going to get down to the bottom. Thank you so much, it really works. I've not been on this yet. I downloaded The Sims. It's really hard to play on a controller, but they're going to give it support on the mouse, so I might get back into it. I had Sims on the computer years ago. It was like Sims 2 or something, and I just made all the people that I worked with, and then I just let them get on with each other, and it was like so fucking funny just to watch what they got up to. It was like my boss, who I really didn't like. He was so anal about work, but he used to want to go to work, and then the car would turn up for him, and his little character would need the toilet, and you'd see him trying to make a decision, then he'd piss himself and then go to work dirty. It was so funny. And then the characters that had like affairs with each other. I mean, when you make the characters of real people that you know, it's just hilarious. And then when you go to work and you're looking at those people and you're thinking, in my Sims game at home, you two are fucking each other. It's just so funny. I love it. I really love it. You can upload a photo so they can follow you. Apparently you can't search creators on Blueprints. You must be able to, because I've done that. I've done it on a few people. Anyway, it's always nice to see channel growth. Oh, I'm getting down to stuff I've replied to here, so thank you. I'm glad you found your page and I can understand your accent. You can understand my accent, or was that a typo and you can't? I hope you can. So Dwayne Johnson. Oh, The Rock. Well, it's nice to have The Rock. You've changed. You've still got quite big muscles, but you're a bit smaller than you used to be. How can I get the Hot Wheels car? Right in the Forza Fun shop. I do in your videos. I try to catch him as many times as I can. I replied to this. There you go. Whatever I said there. Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad that you do. So, I come for your videos, I stay for your voice, quite soothing to be honest. I've replied to this as well. Oh look, there we go, that's my link to my YouTube thing. I'll click on it. And for those people that have not looked at my other stuff, this is it. So this is my other channel, when it loads. Yeah, that's me, that's what I look like. Right, I'm going to tell you a little story about this photo. This is the first photo that my wife saw of me. And it's the photo that kind of got us chat. Well, we'd kind of seen each other at a party, and I was kind of looking for her, but we hadn't spoken or anything like that. I sort of saw her in a distance. But after I'd seen her, she then saw me as a person that was trying to kind of add her on Facebook and everything. So this is the first photo that she saw of me when I was trying to pursue her, as opposed to just glancing at each other across the room. So that kind of happened first. We never spoke, and then a little bit later I kind of like, who's that girl at the party? And then I kind of pursued her, and she saw this photo. Now, she was kind of looking for an English guy with red hair. I don't have red hair. I don't know why I've got a red beard. I never had red hair. It's just weird. And with a beard. And I didn't have a beard. And then a few years ago, I was cycling through Nuneaton on the cycle lane, and this really old couple were walking down the cycle lane, and I had to swerve to miss them. And I was going pretty damn fast, and I swerved out of their way. And then I crashed my bike, and quite badly, mangled up my bike quite bad, and I chipped the end of my bone off my elbow, and I broke 4 of my ribs. And because that happened, my arm was in a sling for a while, and I couldn't shave. And because I couldn't shave, I thought, well, I'll grow a beard. And then I grew a beard, and I kind of liked it, so I thought, well, I'll keep the beard. And that's where this photo came from. So for a while, this was like my Facebook photo, and it happened to be my Facebook photo, just after I'd been to that party where I saw who is now my wife. So when I tried to get in touch with her and she saw this, she was like, ooh, who's this? Because I fit the description of what she was looking for. So if that old couple had not been walking on the cycle lane, they'd been walking on the path, I wouldn't have swerved around them. I wouldn't have fell off my bike, I wouldn't have broke my arm, well, elbow, and my ribs, and I never would have grown a beard, and I wouldn't now be married to someone who lives in Colombia, and I would still be living in England. It's like, what a weird chain of events that have led to my life being the way it is now, as opposed to what it would have been if that one event hadn't have happened. Isn't that interesting? Oh, this is some, anyway, so yeah, take a look at this if you like, but now you know what I look like if you didn't before. I don't know why I was coming in here. Why was I coming in here? Where have we gone? Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, there we go, that's why. Let's crack on. Love the video, super entertaining whilst also playing the game. Thank you so much. Well, I've actually replied to quite a few of these anyway. My wife said thank you. So I've got down to a place where I could stop, so I'm not going to click on more. I'm just going to get to the bottom of the page, see if I need to say anything, and then we'll call it a day. What time is it? Oh my god, it's 2:30. Every time it's 2:30, a little voice in my head goes, oh, it's time for the dentist, because of 2:30. 2:30. I know it's a very corny joke, but it just tickles me. Really rubbish jokes make me laugh, and they just always happen in my head when something like that happens. So what time is it? 2:30. Better get the dentist, because I'm so sorry. So it's pretty much impossible for me to get the twin mill if it's, well, it might come round again, it might not. You might buy it on auction off somebody. Another one that I love that he left the phone call in. Makes me feel like I'm talking to my friends on Discord. Yeah, I like that stuff too. It will continue. There we go. At 8:30, what? Oh, okay, you're telling me to edit, so I don't take out stuff like me saying hi to my wife as she comes home and offering a beer. I like if you pissed yourself. That's good. This stuff is good. It's going to stay in. We all know now that's my style. It's going to stay in, okay? We have established that I'm not going to edit. And I kind of do edit, as I said. Sometimes I just don't upload. That's an edit. That is how I edit. My edit is all or nothing. Why would I buy a Maserati for 6 million and waste 29 points when I can grab the MT-12 for 1 million? Yeah, exactly, do that. Because Forza Edition is one of the fastest cars. Yeah, because you get the Forza Edition speed boost. So I mean, this is obviously two differences of opinion, but I'm going with you. This is my last comment then. So a person has replied to themselves, so they get twice as much attention. So let's have a look. Nice video. What was the original race that you used to create this one? Oh, it's this one. I don't know. Someone said so in the comments. I really don't know. I just used your guide to create my own. It turned out okay. Thanks for the info. Oh, I'm glad you did that, because I'll thumbs up this one. Yeah, thumbs on both. When I'm making a blueprint, I say quite a few times, just copy what I'm doing, but do your own thing. Do as many laps as you want, do whatever type of race that you want to get more points in, and do your own thing. So I'm not necessarily saying, hey, here's my blueprint, download it. I'm saying, hey, here's an idea for a blueprint, go and do one yourself. But I tell you, don't do what I did where I made that 40-mile blueprint, where you only have to drive half a mile, but the other cars have to go up and down the field over and over and over again. It doesn't work. It's just a complete waste of time. So there we go, guys. I've been in this coffee shop for quite a while now, but I have caught up on my comments. So if I missed you out, I do apologise. But that's all from me. I will now. My cleaner will be gone by now. On Friday, the cleaner's always there, so I always feel like I can't play. But normally by about 2:30, she's gone. Perhaps she needs to go to the dentist. That's empty and disgusting. So I am going to go shopping around the mall and then head on home. Thankfully it's not raining anymore. When I got here it was raining, so I've been sitting here with wet clothes, which is really quite uncomfortable. But I'll see all you guys soon. You take care, have an awesome day. As usual, I probably won't get the opportunity to record any videos over the weekend, but if I get home and have the chance, I'll do one when I get home. I did do like a first look at that grip game. It really wasn't very good. I wasn't impressed at all, so I didn't bother uploading it. It's a big disappointment because I was waiting for it, but it's on Xbox Game Pass, so thankfully I didn't pay for it. And I also started playing that Titan Quest thing, which I kind of really like it. It looks very basic, the graphics are a little bit rubbish, but it's very enjoyable to play. It's kind of fast and it just feels nice. It feels really nice to play, but it's insanely fucking easy, like ridiculously easy. So you sort of lose interest in it. So I haven't recorded anything on it yet. I was going to, but I didn't. But I'm going to get a little bit deeper into it, I think. And if it starts to get a bit more interesting, then I might make a video on it. I have not touched LA Noire at all yet, but when I get home, I'll probably do the next video on Red Dead Redemption. I'll tell you, while I'm in this mall, there is an electronic shop in here, actually, that I haven't checked out yet. So I'll have a look in there, and if they've got a microphone, then I'll buy a new one. And there's also a department store in here that might have one. I've been to the same department store at my mall, and that's the one that had like the karaoke mic, so they've probably just got the same, but I'll have a look anyway. I mean, this is a seriously big mall. It's like, I know it well now, but I could still get lost in here. If my wife comes here, she hasn't got a clue where she is at all. It's stupid big. So, but I like it, because I spend a lot of time at the malls in Colombia, and if it's a small one, you feel like the security are watching you because you've walked around like 6 or 7 times now. But when it's a really big one like this, you can just get lost, and it's quite awesome. I like that. I spend, you know, sometimes like 8 hours or more here, as I've said before. So anyway, guys, you take care, and I'll see you all soon. When I get home, I'll probably jump on Red Dead Redemption, depending on what time it is and that kind of stuff. See you later. Bye-bye.